Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And a very, very warm welcome once again to Manifesting Made Very, Very Easy with myself, Salarah Starre. It is wonderful to be with you once again. I absolutely love my time with you. I love sharing my wisdom, tips and tools with you to help make the law of attraction work in your life. And once again, thank you to everybody for your lovely feedback. I really do appreciate it. It does give me a pep in my step, and it really inspires me to want to share more and more each time. So last time we had a really, really good chat about how to stay focused in a world which is rigged to rob us of our attention span. So if you haven't had a chance to go back and listen to that one, I absolutely recommend it, because without the muscle of focus, then it is very, very difficult to stay laser focused on what it is that you want to achieve and achieve it in the time that you would like to achieve it. So I share some very helpful tips and tools and techniques to help you take your focus back, to help you build your dreams, not anyone else's, and just to help you one step at a time create your own empire, whatever that looks like for you. So today I am sharing with you a topic that is very, very close to my heart, especially being a Virgo. Fellow Virgoians out there, I think you're going to probably love this as well. Although I know many signs, my partner is a Libra and he's pretty much the same. So this is all about how to activate the law of attraction via decluttering. And I'm very, very excited to say as well that I've got a very dear friend of mine who is a classical feng shui consultant who will be coming online and sharing some tips and tools on how to use feng shui to activate the law of attraction as well. I've been into feng shui since about 2003. I use it religiously in my life because our environment is 33.3% of our law of attraction. Many people think it's just about the thoughts and visualizations and taking a certain amount of action, but actually your environment will have a massive impact on whether you are attracting what you desire or repelling it. So this is why I'm super, super excited. Whenever anything gets slow in my life or stagnates or I'm ready to reach new levels, the first thing that you'll find me doing is having a really good clear out in my physical environment, clear out of my emails, clear out of my messages, because it's so important to create space for all the wonderful new stuff to come into our life. So this is really, really exciting. Some of you are going to be kind of sliding down in your chair thinking, oh my God, I can barely open my front door because I've got so much clutter. Some of you will be clapping your hands saying, yep, tick, 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 I've already done this. Some of you might be saying, oh, thank God there's an answered prayer here. I need something to give me a little boost because I'm feeling a bit stuck and stagnant right now. So it is very, very well known amongst some law of attraction students and practitioners, of course, that decluttering absolutely activates the law of attraction. So one of the quickest and I have to say easiest, well, I guess it depends on how much clutter you've got, but definitely the most effective ways of attracting your desires into your life is to create some space for them to come in. Of course, we can't bring anything into our life if there's absolutely no space for it. So if you're feeling stuck, you're feeling sluggish, things just are not moving the way that you want them to, then, my lovely friends, it is time to start tackling those drawers that are bursting at the seams, the cupboards that have out-of-date ingredients, or the piles of paperwork on your desk, perhaps the overflowing garage, or your loft space is bursting at the seams as well. So in fact, we're just going to clear out as much as you can. Remember, a small clear out will equate to a small shift in your life, which is absolutely fantastic. But if you're ready to roll up your sleeves and you really want to welcome a massive shift, then you can have a massive clear out. So it really is in your hands as to what size shift you experience. So once you've created space, of course, the universe is then going to fill it. How exciting is that? So we want to make sure that those empty spaces get filled with your dreams. That's why having a clear idea of where you want to go and how to achieve it. So we covered goal setting in a previous episode, which I highly recommend doing prior to this one, because we want to have a very, very clear destination of where we're going, so that when we make space, the universe automatically fills that with our desires. Okay, so this is one of the most important and fastest ways for you to activate the law of attraction. How exciting is that? So you will be surprised just how quickly things will move and start to move. I mean, I had a little bit of a time of it in August. I felt like I was due for a bit of an up level. August is always a bit of a quiet time in many industries, especially here in England, because the kids are on holidays, everybody's lapping it up in the sun somewhere. So it's a quieter month. So that's my month for having a really, really good clear out. And I tell you what, bags and bags left my office, and it felt so good. And yes, I have up leveled as a result of that. So this stuff absolutely works. So if your life is too full with all the old stuff, how on earth will there ever be space for something new to come in? So it's a bit like when you're buying a new sofa. You know, generally you'll get rid of the old one before you bring the new one in. It's not always possible. So as you can imagine, it's pretty cramped. But in the main, you get rid of the old one so that there's plenty of space for the lovely new one to come in. But it's similar. So if you cling on to old belief patterns and old habits, there won't be enough room for your desires to enter your life as well. So even though we're talking about a physical environment clear out as well, it can also mean that you can move past old patterns, old belief patterns that aren't serving you. So when I have a good clear out, I also put energy and intention into what I am ready and willing to drop and what I'm ready and willing to adopt. So it might be like, you know what, I'm absolutely, as I clear out, these are the things I'm ready to let go of from a belief pattern perspective. I'm ready and willing to let go of not being good enough. I'm ready and willing to let go of not feeling worthy, not being important, that I don't matter, so that you are creating a really powerful intention around your practice. It's not just the physical transactional act of moving things out. You're putting energy, intention, and awareness into the process, which is actually where the magic lies. So make sure that when you do this, it is done intentionally. And you can look at it like a little bit of a mental clear out, well, mental and physical, of course. And we have to physically make space for the things that we want to come into our life, but we can also then make it a bit of a mental exercise too. It's a bit like when I go out in the garden and I'm pulling out weeds. I don't just see it as a simple act of just pulling out a weed in my garden. I see it as an act of pulling out a weed that I label with an old belief that I'm ready and willing to get rid of. So instead of just pulling out the weed and leaving most of the roots in, I do my best to look upon it as a belief pattern, and I try and pull out the weed from the roots. Of course, it's not always possible. For gardeners out there, you'll be going, oh God, it's so annoying when it just snaps off in your hand. And I just think, well, maybe I'm not ready to let go of that belief yet. But some of them just slide out so easily and effortlessly. I think, yep, that baby's ready to go. And then it's been important, like I say, what is it that you're going to have in its place as a result of that? So a clear space can absolutely be the best nesting ground for your dreams to manifest. And some people say to me, oh my gosh, Salarah, there's so much clutter in my kitchen and in my kids' room and in the loft. I feel so overwhelmed. I absolutely do not know where to start. And all I will say is just start in one little corner of the room. Use the focus exercise that we did in our last episode. Set your timer for 25 minutes and just say to yourself, you know what, just for 25 minutes, I'm just going to see how far I can get. If I want to set the timer after that, then I will. But if I don't want to, then, at least I know I've done a little bit for today. So it's a bit like, imagine having a lovely big cake. And I say to you, right, I want you to eat that cake in one big mouthful. And you're not allowed to bite it off in bite-sized chunks. I just want to eat the whole cake now. You're going to feel overwhelmed, right? You're going to be like, well, that's not really going to be possible. And of course, you're going to then feel so overwhelmed, you probably won't even bother with the cake. But all I'm saying to you is just take a bite. And once you've had that bite and you've seen how good it tastes, you're probably going to want another bite. And once you've seen how good that tastes, you're going to probably want another bite. So this is all about bite-sized chunks. This is not about excuses. This is not about procrastination. This is your future, and this is your future in your hands, and you absolutely have the power to be able to shift in any given moment. Okay, and it's like Marie Diamond, she's one of my favorite feng shui teachers. She says that our environment is like a 3D vision board. And our subconscious mind is constantly picking up on everything that we have in our environment. So if there's piles of clutter and rubbish and paperwork, our subconscious mind is just picking that up all the time. And it's just going to then create more of the same. Because where attention goes, whether it's conscious or subconscious, energy flows. So it means we'll end up seeing more of the same. And I tell you what, it feels so good when you've had a damn good clear out and you sit back and you think, God, it just feels different. It feels different. It feels lighter. And then the whole of your energy starts to expand in that space as well. Because when we are filled in a space full of clutter, our energy just curls in. We feel heavy. We feel tired. We feel drained. And in fact, that's a really good thing for you to think about. Like as you're in your environment and you're looking around it, how do you feel? Oh, well, I just feel overwhelmed because there's so much to do. And oh, I just look at that paperwork and I lose the will to live. So remember, all these feelings are creating because, and I say this every single show, Andy Dooley says, feelings first, manifestation second. Therefore, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling, oh my God, I'm losing the will to live with all this kind of stuff that is going on, you are sending out more of that frequency, which means you are going to attract matching signals back. So make sure that your environment is absolutely sending out signals of all that you want to experience. Beautiful pictures on the walls, nice healthy plants, beautiful items placed. Anything you don't like, make sure that you give it to charity or give it away, because you're just going to be filling your field with the stuff that doesn't really have huge resonance. It's not really particularly inspirational either. So if our environment is like a 3D vision board, what is yours like? That's what I would like to know. What is yours like? Well, actually, it's not too bad. I mean, as I'm looking around my office right now, we've just moved a few things around and I've, had a few days of work now. So there's a few bits piling up. And I'm thinking, actually, you know what? I could probably do with a little bit of a tidy up. So I'm going to probably do that after this podcast, actually. I think I might have gone and inspired myself there. Okay, so if your environment doesn't truly reflect who you are or who you want to become or the kind of future that you want, then the chance of it being a nesting ground for miracles is almost nil. Okay, so pay attention. Decluttering is going to activate the law of attraction on higher levels than ever before. So what I'm going to do is invite you on a 21-day declutter challenge. Oh, some people go, oh my God, I just love a challenge. And this challenge is going to, it's easy, it's fun, and it's a very, very effective way to activate the law of attraction. So all you need to do is choose one item a day for 21 days from the declutter checklist that I'm going to pop in the show notes here for you to just have like as a guideline. And that way you can then identify items that you don't want, items that you want to rehome, items that you want to perhaps give to charity, items that you want to dispose of. But remember, when we dispose of things, it's disposing of them consciously. We don't really want to be creating loads of landfills with a whole load of junk in when it can be repurposed. But what I also do is when I move some of my items on, I always bless them. And I just say, wherever this ends up and whomever it ends up with, may they experience the same amount and if not more blessings than I have the time that I've held and had this item in my life. So I send on good energy, I send on good wishes, I send on good fortune, wherever that may be. Even if it does end up in a landfill, may it bless the land. May it bring the land peace and joy and positivity and hope. If it ends up in the hands of somebody less fortunate, may this activate an abundant future. May it bring awareness and consciousness into their world, whatever it might be. So you may just want to send out your heartfelt wishes yourself. Okay, but it's a really, really nice thing to do. So remember, what we're doing here is making way for new and exciting things to enter into your life. Okay, this is exciting. This is like, oh God, I have to go and have a clear out now. It's like, no, my darling, you get to have a clear out. You get to move old energy. You get to invite wonderful new things into your world. I mean, that is exciting, right? Okay, so on this list, there's going to be things like old skincare products that you don't use or perhaps are out of date, maybe DVDs. Not many people have DVD players anymore. So what's the point in having the DVDs? Perhaps clothes that are too big or small or not been worn for 6 months. 6 months might be a bit short. You might want to go for a year. I had a skirt that I held on to for 7 years and I didn't wear it once. And finally, I let myself get rid of that skirt. Of course, underwear that is old, frayed, that had holes in it, that doesn't fit you well, that doesn't make you feel good. Get rid of it. There's no point. I remember a coach that I was working with once, absolutely beautiful soul. I may get her on one of our shows one day. She said, you can always tell the level of self-love somebody has if you go and have a look in their underwear drawer. You might be thinking, oh my God, that doesn't show much self-love because you may have like holes and frayed. And it's time, my friends, to, move on with all of that old stuff and allow space for the wonderful new to come into your life. So old bags, purses, belts that you don't use, shoes that you don't wear, unwanted items. We all have that junk drawer, that you open and you quickly want to close again. I have one actually in mind, and I open the cupboard and I think, well, I'm going to tackle that today, and then I just close it again. So that's going to be my little task for my challenge, is sorting out this cupboard, because it does annoy me, and subconsciously it's playing on my mind, and that's going to lower my vibration, right? But what I can do now, and this is something that I invite you to do, is I could say, right, by clearing this out, so many wonderful new opportunities are going to come my way. Just by clearing out that cupboard, I'm activating wonderful new doors left, right, and center. So create intention with everything you clear out. Remember, where intention goes, energy flows. And the power of intention is the biggest and most powerful for the activation of your dreams. Old electronics, chargers, phones, broken, whatever they might be. Old paperwork that's no longer needed. It could be bills that are over a year old. Of course, you could go through your emails, like I said, old messages, stained, holey towels or tea towels, bed linen, medicines and vitamins that have expired. We all have that. Of course, broken, chipped crockery or cutlery. Some people have loads of burnt down candles, holy socks, stockings tights, books that you haven't read, books that you won't read. Oh my God. Our environment is so full of so much stuff that we don't even use, probably won't ever use. You may want to look at expired food from the freezer, expired food from the fridge, and any old unused contacts from your phone, old contacts on social media. You get my drift. Okay, so now, my dear friends, it's time for a really, really good, powerful clear out. The time has come. It's time for you to absolutely up level. You are worthy. You absolutely deserve it. And it is time. Okay, so this is super, super exciting. So to help this challenge along, I'm also going to invite you on a 21-day shopping fast as well. You go, oh my God, shopping fast. I know this can be really tricky for many of us, but so many of us just fill our homes with absolute junk we don't even want or need. So especially if shopping is one of our emotional releases. But you're going to notice how liberating this is. So for 21 days, only buy the things that you actually need. You'll be like, oh my God, but I need that holiday in the Maldives, or I need that new BMW. Okay, know thyself, my dear friends. You're going to know whether you're kidding yourself or not. So resist buying all the other stuff, and instead just write each item that you want on a piece of paper. I keep notes in my phone. It feels so good. I've got my wish list in my phone. And at the end of the challenge, you're going to see how much money you've saved, but also that you didn't actually want half the stuff that was on there anyway. So just do it as a little experiment. That is now more advanced. So see how you get on with that. So if your family or other people you live with don't want to join in the declutter challenge, and please don't make them. There's nothing worse than when somebody's on one and they're trying to drag everyone else into it. That's okay. Just don't make them. Just work to lighten your load. Work to activate your law of attraction. And if they want to join in later, then they can. Okay. But just see how decluttering has a positive impact on you, and they are naturally going to feel inspired as a result. Okay, so now it is also really important to go at a pace that suits you. So yes, we are talking about a 21-day declutter challenge. I'm saying just one clear out a day. But if you do have health considerations or time pressures, then I'd like you to adapt this challenge to take into account the health and lifestyle considerations. The most important thing here is to enjoy the process. Remember, it's not, oh, I've got to do this. It's like, you know what? I get to do this. I get to clear space for the dreams to come into my life. So it needs to be a fun, relaxing, easy way of letting go and activating the law of attraction so that you absolutely can welcome in more of what you want in your life. So I'd be very, very interested to see how you get on with this. I have to say, some people can't wait. They clap their hands. They go, oh, goody, I'm so excited. Some people literally cringe because they're thinking, oh my God, I just feel totally overwhelmed. There's so much to do. Some people will procrastinate, find every excuse under the sun. Remember, if your dreams are important enough to you, if you are important enough to you, then you will make this happen for you. And your future self will absolutely thank you for this tenfold. So do something today that your future self will be absolutely 100% grateful for. I promise you, you will not regret this in the slightest. It is one of the most cathartic, uplifting, and activating processes that you can do. And of course, it's the ultimate act of self-love because you are totally worthy of an abundant life, and you absolutely deserve to attract wonderful opportunities in your life, whatever that might look like for you. So my friends, I'm going to keep this particular episode short, just to 20 minutes or so, because I wanted to then create the worksheet for you to be able to go and download from my website, just so that you can have a little tick list, you can print it off, and it just gives you a little bit of a guideline to help you with your decluttering process. And as usual, send me a message, send me an email, and let me know how you're getting on with the decluttering process. I'd be very, very interested to hear. In the meantime, sending you loads and loads of love once again. It's been absolutely beautiful to be with you. And remember, you can join me for my free moon ceremonies, which are all about manifesting and the law of attraction. Those are very, very powerful, massively uplifting. You can work with me one-to-one. So for those of you who are listening on Law of Attraction Radio, listening to Manifesting Made Easy on any of the platforms, Spotify, Apple, or Amazon, or many of the others, I am now going to offer you a special, and it's to you only, 30% gifted discount off all of my coaching programs. So all you got to do is just get in touch with me. Let me know that you listen to the show, Manifesting Made Easy. And yes, please, I would love to claim my 30% discount, even if you just want to have a chat on the phone to start with, just to see how I can help. But I promise you, it'll be fun, even if we just catch up for a cuppa. And then if we decide to go on a deeper journey, your life will change, and for the better. All right, sending you all loads of love and a big hug all the way from England. Take care and catch up with you soon.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.